Hey everyone, welcome back to the Hidden Brick, where today we're going to build the LEGO Friends Heartlake Lighthouse. So this is it, set number 41094, 473 pieces, and Stephanie and Kate are the minifigures. What's kind of cool about this is if you look right here, there's the Heartlake hot air balloon. So we did that build of that set a couple weeks ago. So check that out if you haven't seen that. So let's go ahead and get right into this. Oh, there's one more there. So we have two instruction books. Instruction book 1 and instruction book 2. We have a pretty small sticker sheet. And bag number 3, a bag number 1, a bag 4, and obviously a bag 2. And there is one loose plate in the box. So I'll go ahead and move this camera down a bit so we can kind of see what's going on with the build. Obviously we're going to start with bag 1. It'd be crazy if we started with bag 4, right? Go ahead and pull the minifigure pieces off to the side, because we know that's probably what we're going to build first. Alright. Push everything off to the side. There's a small bag of parts in bag 1. Open that and put it in a pile by itself. And there's Kate's head in that little bag. And also, interesting little way they packaged it is Stephanie comes in just bag 1, but then Kate's torso is in its own individual bag in bag 1. So we see it different ways in the LEGO Friends sets. I mean, sometimes both torsos come in individual bags, sometimes no torsos. In this case, we have one torso loose, the other one in a bag, and then in other cases we've seen torsos and legs in individual bags. So it really just varies, I guess, on where the torsos are produced as far as what's factory. And then I guess when they package them, they come together that way. So who knows why they come that way? It's just there's no consistency to it. It just varies. So we're going to start, like I said, with the mini dolls. So we have Stephanie. I'm just building them in the order that they show them in the instruction book. She has a camera, which is one of my favorite LEGO accessories. So there's the camera. And what's also cool is she has some binoculars. So not only is this a lighthouse, it looks like there's a tourist attraction to it as well, because she's got binoculars, a camera, and some sunglasses in her hair. There. So that is Stephanie. Here is Kate. Kate has a pink flower in her hair. And she's holding an ice cream cone. Chocolate ice cream. Best ice cream flavor, right? Who's with me? Right, there's our two minifigures. Well, sort of. Let me move the camera to where you can see what's going on. There's our two minifigures. Mini dolls. Whatever you want to call them. Alright, so let's move them to the side because we've got to start building the lighthouse. So we start with a small little, I guess it's not really an accessory, but it's a different element. Oops, wrong piece. Smaller slope. So what we're building is a little rock outcropping or a little island of rocks that will have a seal on it. So Lego Friends sets are pretty cool because they introduce a lot of different animal types. And in this particular set, we have this cool little Lego seal. Is it a baby one? Or is it a full-grown one? We don't know. But still, I've never seen one in Lego sets until now. So that's the first little build. The next one is this rowboat. So we're going to start by putting some round tiles inside of it. And some white plates. So here's our modified panels with the little Lego Friends feet holder piece in the middle. Little wooden seat. We have a cool little flag. Goes back here. So there's a flag pole. There's the flag. And another little seat. Two of these oars. They both just go inside that. So there's it's not really a clip, but there's a little, I guess, channel right there that you can put the oars in, and they just sit there. So they actually have a little bit of room to move around. So when your mini doll is in there, you can actually move these oars around like they're paddling the boat. Alright, so that's the second small little accessory. Now we are starting the actual build of the lighthouse. So from here on out, it should just be lighthouse building. The sand-colored bricks are pretty much representing sand. That kind of makes sense, right? And then these aqua colored bricks are the water. So we've got some sand next to water. And then the trans light blue colored pieces are little bubbles or waves of water. This was the big light or aqua colored plate that was loose in the box. And another little wave there. So we've got water coming up to the little bank here. Alright, let's see. So this is more or less the foundation to the lighthouse. All these bricks that we're putting here. And I just noticed I missed a brick. Fix that real quick. This is all the water down here, and then this is where the lighthouse portion is going to be built. It gives us a nice solid foundation to build everything on. Has some trans light blue studs. Last little water piece right there. Now we will start putting some of the deck areas on. There. Alright, so that completes bag one. Interestingly enough, we have an extra oar, which I never would have guessed that. And then a lot of small pieces left over. Nothing out of the ordinary. If you have a large piece left over, then you may have forgot to put it somewhere. So here's the contents of bag two. And of course we have a small bag and the big bag. All that there. Move some of these elements around so we can kind of find what we're looking for. Alright. Good enough. So we start with all three of these and this one curved element. So we're basically continuing to build onto the foundation of our lighthouse. A lot of small parts in this next step, so I'm just pulling them all together to make sure I don't forget any of them. So start back here. Looks like the beginnings of where the lighthouse element is going to be. And a little flower there for some reason. Not sure why yet. Oh, I see what we're building. We're building the little toilet. Every Lego Friends set has to have a little restroom in it. And this will be the little sink. Which goes there. All right. So I guess the bulk of this lighthouse is going to be these little macaroni bricks. That's pretty much all we're putting on right now. We do have a little window in here. So that goes there. Now we have the layer of white. Does seem a little unstable right now, so I'm curious how they're gonna stabilize it, probably with some plates. Alright, so we have the door to the restroom. And we have a little sticker that goes with it. Basically the little restroom sticker. See, it looks like a man and a woman. So that goes on the side there. Alright, so as expected, or as hoped, I guess, we are going to hold these little wall panels on with some plates, which will make this little build a lot more sturdy, which I'm a fan of. I hate unstable builds. Alright, so we've started the light tower right there. So it looks like we're going to move on to starting to build some of this, more or less to catch up to the tower area. So the first part is over here in this corner. ahead and start building. Not quite sure what the details are of it. I guess that's the fun part of the builds, is you get to discover what is being built as you build it. So that's more or less what we're doing now. I have some little lights, kind of a cool little detail. And then I like the sand blue color of these bricks. It looks like we're going to get quite a few of them in this set. Mostly 1x1s and 1x2s. So we're building this little wall over here. Kind of just going up, up, up. Alright, we have the next door element. And it has a little sticker on it as well. It's the sticker that says open. So they are open for business. Just put it wherever you want, right there on the door. Goes right there. So is it a lighthouse or is it a shop? Kind of trying to figure out what this is at the same time that we're building it. Because Stephanie has a camera and binoculars, and now the lighthouse is open. But open for what? Tourists? Alright, now we have our first little window. It just goes in there with nothing in it. So there's no glass, no shutters or anything. It's just a window opening or a window frame. Now we have a little awning piece. It will go over the window. That. It's not very stable yet. I'm sure we'll stabilize it in a minute. So here's the next little window piece. It starts off with a windowsill and some flower elements on the windowsill area. And a window frame. And in that frame is some little divided light shutter things. So that comes on this side. Next we have some plates to hold it together. And another little awning over here, which is similar to the other one. Two of these tall bricks with a modified brick with a little bar on the side of it. They both go around the front here. And then they're connected with these arch pieces, which is kind of cool. It creates a nice little architectural detail. Now we put some plates around to help hold it all together. All right, there it is. So that completes instruction book number 1 and part 1 of this build. So we're going to do a second part of this build. Make sure to check that out to see how this model is completed. So the best way to do that is subscribe to this channel so you don't miss any of those builds. So thanks for watching. Make sure to give me a big thumbs up. There it is. There's the big thumb. Click that button down there if you like this video and share it with your friends, and we'll see you next time.